So let's go first teams first here. I try to get as many of these done. I always, I start doing these graphics, Shane.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh shit, there's 16 I got to do. Like it took me an hour to do one, so that's about 15 hours. Like there's no way I will get this done. But I got about 5 or 6 here. But let's start. Where to start? Shane?
Alabama.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Your boy, Kalen DeBoer.
Trying to throw up his awful record here, but damn it.
It was pretty. Well, I was just going to say, it wasn't an awful season, but given the fact that it's Alabama, the bar has been set. And we knew that. We knew Kalen coming into this thing was going to have he's going to live in a large shadow, if you will. And man, it just I felt like that Michigan loss. If any of the bowl games needed to be won, it almost felt like DeBoer needed that one. But 9-4, not a good look for first year coach, in my opinion.
Right, and again, if he was at Vanderbilt, this is different.
Yeah,
this is Alabama, and I get it. You're replacing the greatest of all time. This ain't going to be like some easy job to come in here and get it done. But you inherited a quarterback. Now everybody hates the quarterback, says he's the problem. I think it's the coach's prerogative to get the most out of your players. That to me is diehard Alabama fans that cannot look past an awful coaching job, that just want to blame, just like last year. I mean, I can turn this on you, Shane. Tennessee fans saying, well, Joe Milton's gone, our offense is going to be solved. Well, that wasn't necessarily the case, was it?
Right.
So you can't blame the players, in my opinion. This guy's making $10 million a year. He missed the playoff. Embarrassed. Shane, they were in the playoff till they lost 24-3 to an average Oklahoma team. Mm-hmm. And then the bowl game, you can't make the way it is now. Bowl games don't mean what they used to mean.
Right.
But at the same time, when you had essentially all your key players playing and they had essentially all their key players not playing, you can't get embarrassed to that degree. That was just awful, awful, awful. So Kalen DeBoer, that's what he's working with, or that was his record there. Again, 5-3 in conference, 9-4 overall. I mean, that's just awful, 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 awful. And next year, I mean, we got a tough schedule, Shane. Mm-hmm. We're at Florida State. Again, yeah, you should whoop Florida State at Florida State, but if you lose it, buddy, his hot seat's going to go nuclear, and that's a tricky game because they're going to want to bounce back. They're going to show the nation that last year was a fluke. You're at Georgia, you're at South Carolina, you're at the Iron Bowl, you're at Mizzou. Who knows what they'll be? And then home games: Wisconsin, Vandy, Tennessee, LSU, Oklahoma. A lot of landmines here.
Yeah.
But if they don't make the playoff 2 years in a row in this expanded format, I think DeBoer's ass is gone. So give me a 4. He's on a 4 hot seat for me.
You make a lot of good points, man. But the problem I have with putting DeBoer on the hot seat is that money. And I'd like to just sit back and say Alabama's got all the money in the world, but they don't, man. I mean, when your AD's out here begging for NIL donations, you ain't got a lot of money to fire a coach, and you've got a large commitment to Kalen DeBoer. So I think that kind of cools his seat a little bit, in my opinion. You said a lot of the right things. I feel like this was not the start that you wanted to see from the DeBoer era, but I don't think that you're extremely upset because, again, you are a 9-win team. You could have had 10. I mean, let's say what it was. There was a lot of opt-outs in that football game, and I go round and round. Here's what I'm at with Alabama. If you come back with another 9-3 season, I think year 3 we can start talking about 4, potentially 5 on the hot seat. I just think the money is too tight right now. So I've got Alabama. I got Kalen at a 3, kind of in that middle ground. Obviously, if something detrimental happens this coming season, which one of the things that I look at in the 2025 schedule is some of those swing games that you'd love to have or that you're used to having, They're on the road. South Carolina is going to have a good football team. Auburn will have a good football team. What will Mizzou look like now that they got a quarterback? Georgia, probably the toughest team returning. So I feel like when you're looking at these away games as opposed to what Alabama had this year, next year could be even tougher. And hell, Florida State gets even more Tennessee players. You know exactly what Kalen does against Tennessee. So, yeah, I'm a little worried coming into 2025. But again, as far as hot seat, I got him at a 3.
Okay, well, I just like to know how much he paid you for that comment. Shane putting his ass on a. Like I said, that's relatively hot, but not the hottest. So Shane goes 3, I'll go 4.